If I make 1,000 and 1,000 of those casts are perfect, I know I'm doing my job right. But if 500 of them out of the 1,000 are jacked up, I'm not 100%. And that's what makes the difference between winning a tournament, losing a tournament, getting a check, not getting a check, angler of the year, not angler of the year. I mean, you know, all these different things that go into a course of a year. But that's some cool stuff there. One of the things about line that I'll say on average, this is a really good tip for this bait here, because I've caught more fish on this Yozuri than any of them. 15-pound fluorocarbon. I like the Berkeley Trilene's good. I use some of the Lake Fork stuff's good. But I've caught more fish on 15, if you had to pick a line, 15-pound fluorocarbon is like the magic line. I don't know what it does to the bait, if it's the way that it vibrates, the sound it makes underwater, whatever it is. Because let me tell you guys, the different types of line you use will dictate the way this bait sounds. Perfect example is put it on straight braid and throw it out there. You'll hear this thing rattling from 50 yards away. You put it on a braid rod. I mean, because braid has no stretch, so all the vibration is coming out of the bait, 100%. You put it on mono, it's not going to have as much vibration. It's going to be a quieter vibration, because some of that absorption happens in that monofilament, because monofilament has a lot more stretch. You see what I mean? Kind of like playing a guitar, you know, certain strings are tighter than others to make more noise or a louder noise. Fluorocarbon, for some reason, 15-pound, it's just magical. I mean, I've seen it so many times with guys that have fished with me in the boat, where they'll have a different type line or a different type bait, and I'm like, man, I mean, a perfect example, I had a guy come down, he was fishing this big tournament they had. He was from Alabama. He comes down and wanted to hang out with me and fish a little bit, good friend of mine. And we go out on the lake, and I was killing him. So when the water was starting to get low a couple years ago, and I was killing him on this thing. And I said, dude, we're going to have a ball. We're going to have a ball, but you need to get these Yozuris, Rattle and Vibe. You need to get 15-pound fluorocarbon, get a 7-foot rod, get a 7-to-1 reel, and that's what you need, I'm telling you. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem, I'll do that. So he shows up the next day, he's in my boat, he's got his rod, he's got a Lucky Craft LV 500 on, and he might have had 15-pound line or whatever, but he had a 6.5-foot rod, and we go out fishing, and man, I'm catching them. You know, everywhere we go, catch a couple big fish, we'd waypoint it, I'd say, man, you know, it's a good area right here, we'd catch a couple more, but he's not catching them. I'm the one catching them. And the whole time I keep saying, hey, dude, you need to put this Yozuri on, and you need to make sure it's on, you got it on 15-pound line, right? So finally, after I've caught literally a 20-something pound bag right in front of him, and he hadn't hardly caught anything, he finally, I said, dude, I'm telling you, you got to get confidence in this bait, because it's the bait. At this point, it's the bait. It's not the spot. It's this bait, the way this bait's sounding on 15-pound line, it's making a big difference right now. And he puts that on, finally, rigs it up right there in the boat, and catches a 7-pounder. And this, no joke, like 3 casts later in this one area. And he's like, dude, I never would have thought. You know, I'm just thinking Lipless Crankbait's a Lipless Crankbait, you know. You told me Lipless Crankbait, I'll just bring anything. I mean, the Lucky Crafts are good. I've thrown them. The Spros are good, but there's times that certain ones, I didn't bring my whole box of Lipless Crankbaits, and I'm sure Mike's looked a lot like mine. Dude, we got 20 different kinds in there. I mean, I've got stuff they don't even make anymore. Goofy looking ones, different sizes, but there's times that the size, the sound, and the brand makes a huge difference. So really fall in love with Lipless Crankbaits. Just don't, I mean, this to me is the best one, but I don't throw this all the time. There's times I throw the Spro, and there's times that I'll throw the regular rattle trap. The regular rattle trap works great in the summertime. The summertime here in Florida, May, June, July, the rattle trap brand itself will outproduce most of the time the Yozuri or the Excalibur. In the wintertime, November, December, January, February, when I'm trying to rip it through the grass, the Yozuris, the Spros, the Team Daiwas work better, and here's why. Because a lot of times in the summertime, we're not ripping it much. We're usually dealing with schooling fish, we're making long casts, we're burning it through where they're chasing bait or whatever, and we're catching them. The Yozuri will dive a little bit deeper, typically. But when you rip it through the grass on the Yozuri and some of these other brands like the Spro, they'll go back to true pretty quick. A rattle trap will not always go back to true. When I say true, running perfectly straight back to you, not kilted off to the side. The rattle trap will stay off to the side a little bit longer because it's just the way that they're designed. The Yo-Zuri will get back to running true quicker. So I like it when I'm ripping it through the thick grass, and I like it in the wintertime. Those fish in the wintertime, they're very picky and they want it just right. When you rip that Yo-Zuri and it goes back to true, it's getting back down to its depth quick.
And the information Bass University provides isn't your basic run-of-the-mill fishing video. This is specific information from A to Z to help you learn, get to the water, and become a better angler quickly.